Welcome to Treasures of Fullerton College. Today we'll be interviewing talented students on the way to success through various vocational programs. I'm your host, Tamara Hammett, and our guest is Majid Jafari. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, when you were in high school, did you think that film, television, and radio was a path you were going to take?
Not immediately. I always had some idea of film. Oh, it would be cool to kind of go into that just by watching film all the time, movies when I was younger, but it never really stuck until I got to college.
And so when you were in high school before you got into college, what did you want to do?
I was looking at medical field. The medical field, something along the lines of maybe a pharmacist or, yeah, pretty much a pharmacist actually. I didn't really want to go into surgeries or be a doctor and deal with sick people. I mean, that's great and all, but that's just not for me. I'd rather be a pharmacist just because of the environment that they're in.
Right, so, and is your parents in the doctoral form or anything like that?
Yeah, mom and dad are both in medical field. Dad's in radiology and mom's in nursing.
And did they want you to go into the medical field, or did you stand up and say no?
There's always that hint, like it's a good job, it's good money, it's a good education to have. And personally, I always like pharmacy just because of knowing the different types of drugs and their interactions and you know, how it helps people or how it hurts people, like the side effects and what's natural versus what's not. And if things are like placebos that you're just buying and shelving out to patients, just shoveling them in their face just so they can, you know, make a quick buck. But, yeah.
And what made you want to go into film?
It was my first class I took here. It was on accident. It was a nonlinear editing course, and that kind of, it was more hands-on with the camera, and then you're editing short films you make, and that kind of got me into film and sparked the interest to go into that major.
Okay, and what courses are you currently taking right now?
As regards to film?
Yeah.
I'm doing a contemporary cinema course, basic audio productions course, and a television studio.
And what do all those courses entail?
Television studio, you're pretty much in a studio and working with cameras, just like in a real world television studio environment. Everyone has their jobs and duties. There's people on camera, people directing, people doing lighting, audio, so things of that nature. And then contemporary cinema, you're pretty much watching movies from 1970 to present day. And the movies just correlate with the lecture that the instructor gives.
And what kind of lectures?
Well, recently we watched Shrek 2, which was a good change of pace from all the other movies we've been watching. And the lesson from that was Hollywood likes to make sequels.
Right.
They like to make money off sequels. Like, how many Fast and Furious movies have you seen?
Probably 3.
There's about 7, I think, out there. So, yeah. And they like to remake stuff all the time. Godzilla, they're coming out with Godzilla. Yeah, my instructor actually told me there's 47, he has 47 pages worth of movies that have been remade or sequeled.
Wow. Like the Amazing Spider-Man that just came out.
Right.
I don't know how many you can have.
Remade and sequeled. I mean, RoboCop, remade and sequeled. Rambo, sequeled. I mean, the list goes on and on. You can just go on with that.
And we'll continue right after that. We will continue our interview after this commercial break. Welcome back to Treasures of Fullerton College. I'm your host, Tamara Hammett, and my guest is Majid Jafari. Once again, thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
So before the commercial break, we were talking about sequels, and that your professor has like 47 pages of sequels.
Right.
Can you give us some of those sequels that were on those papers?
Let's see, RoboCop, Judge Dredd, Exorcist, that's been made a lot.
Yes.
Lord of the Rings, Spider-Man, Hulk, X-Men, Boondock Saints. How many Die Hard movies have there been now?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Resident Evil.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot. If you think about it, really, there's a lot.
Yeah. And what is your favorite movie?
Favorite movie, don't have one,
Okay.
but I like to go with the sequels, like our series movies, such as Lord of the Rings, or The Dark Knight Rises, Star Wars, kind of Harry Potter, more like the last couple movies of Harry Potter, because they had that dark, sinister aspect to them. And yeah, it's pretty much series films, I'd say.
And have you ever thought of going into directing?
Directing, yeah, it'd be nice to direct one, come up with my own story and direct something and put it into production, and I don't know, maybe in 20 years you guys can, I'll give you guys all free tickets to come watch it.
Awesome.
At the
I
premiere.
love that. And what would your story be about? Like if you could put together a movie right now, what would it be?
Ooh, right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be so controversial that it wouldn't get released.
Really?
In theaters, yeah, probably.
Not even a biography type of film?
No, it'd have to be a movie, yeah.
And you mentioned The Lord of the Rings as being one of your favorites.
Right.
If you could change anything about that film, what would it be?
Probably wouldn't change anything, but people always joke that they could have flown the Hawks to the volcano, dropped the ring off, and flown back, have a big party. There'd be no senseless death, no burning of villages, and
And if you could clean up any film, meaning not just your favorite type of film, but any movie ever made, how would you remake?
That's hard to say, actually. I'd probably have to come back to that one. I need to think more on that one.
Think about it?
Yeah.
Okay. And going back to your career for college in film, what career would you want in film? Like?
Probably somewhere along the lines of sound. So anything like sound engineering or doing the Foley or voiceovers, or even compiling like original scores for the movie.
Okay, and what does sound engineering entail?
Pretty much he's the final go-to guy. He gets everybody's special effects, sounds, background noises such as Foley, voiceovers, music, and he mixes it all down into one master file that goes into the film.
And who do you look up to in film?
Director-wise, probably Lucas and Spielberg too, and then Peter Jackson.
And what do you like most about those directors?
Just the way they produce things. Lucas was smart in making his own production companies that made money even though he wasn't making movies anymore. And he also did merchandising for Star Wars, which got him a lot of money.
And I'll have to stop you right there. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. I would like to thank our guest, Majid Jafari, for taking time to talk to us. I'm your host, Tamara Hammett, and this is Treasures of Fullerton College.